Most people on Linden Court knew Mrs. Kessler. She lived alone in the narrow brick duplex at the end of the cul-de-sac, late 70s, always polite, always slow. She waved from her porch every morning at exactly the same time, rain or shine. If you passed her on the sidewalk, she would smile and ask how work was going, even if she'd already asked the day before. That routine was why people noticed when it broke. On a Thursday afternoon, just after 5, one of the neighbors saw Mrs. Kessler struggling up her front steps with grocery bags. The neighbor was a man in his late 20s who lived 2 houses down. He had moved in less than a year earlier and didn't know her well, but he had seen her often enough to recognize that something was off. She was shaking. He jogged over and offered to help. She smiled, relieved, and handed him 2 bags. They were heavier than he expected, too heavy for things like bread and produce. "Thank you," she said quietly. "I don't like leaving them out." He followed her inside. The house smelled faintly sweet, like old perfume and something metallic underneath it. The living room was dim even though it was still daylight outside. The curtains were drawn. The television was on, but muted. She asked him to set the bags down in the kitchen. He did, noticing that the refrigerator door was already open. Inside, there was very little food, mostly plastic containers stacked neatly, all unlabeled. She thanked him again and pressed a few dollars into his hand despite his protests. As he turned to leave, he realized she hadn't locked the door behind them. That night, police found Mrs. Kessler dead in her home. The coroner estimated she had been dead for at least 3 days. The news spread fast. The neighbor who had helped her froze when he heard. He went straight to the police station and explained everything. Officers listened carefully, took notes, and asked him to repeat details. What time did she speak? What did she say? Was anyone else there? They told him he probably mistook someone else for her. Grief does strange things to people, they said. Memory fills in gaps. Then they showed him the security footage. A neighbor across the street had a door camera. It showed the man carrying grocery bags up Mrs. Kessler's steps at exactly 5:12 p.m. He followed her inside. The door closed. No one else entered or exited the house for the next 2 hours. Police searched the home again, this time more thoroughly. They found the grocery bags in the kitchen trash. Inside them were no groceries at all. They were filled with folded clothing, women's clothing, all belonging to Mrs. Kessler. In the back bedroom, officers discovered something worse. The bed was stripped, the mattress bare except for a dark, dried stain that soaked deep into the fabric. A medical examiner later confirmed that was where she had died, 3 days earlier. The final piece came from another camera. This one belonged to a family further down the street, angled toward the cul-de-sac. It captured Mrs. Kessler's front porch from a distance. At 4:58 p.m., a figure stepped into frame. It was wearing Mrs. Kessler's coat. It moved slowly, unnaturally stiff, as if unfamiliar with the weight of the body inside it. At 5:12 p.m., the neighbor arrived. The figure raised its head and smiled. The footage cut out just as they entered the house together. Police never released that video publicly. They told the neighborhood it was a misunderstanding, a tragic coincidence, stress. But the neighbor who carried those bags stopped leaving his apartment after sunset, because sometimes, late at night, someone knocks on his door, softly. And through the peephole, he swears he can see grocery bags sitting neatly at his feet, heavy ones.